Greetings, Pisces and Pisces rising. This is your Western forecast for December 2024. Mercury is retrograde. Mars is going to go retrograde. Mercury is conversation, communications. Mars, when it's retrograde, is all this heated, argumentative, impulsive energies. This is pretty much impacting the entire world for all of December. Now, you individually might be navigating these issues more successfully, but you're going to hear from your friends and family, or you're going to see on the nightly news, there's all this anger and protesting and fighting. So there's a lot of irritability and tensions in the world. If you've been watching my videos, I like to start with, where is the new moon? The new moon is once every 4 weeks. Where it falls in your chart is where your priority intention is being directed. It begins to describe the central theme for that 4 weeks. And this time it's making it nice and clean, because the new moon in Sagittarius is on December the 1st. The next new moon is January the 1st in Capricorn. So all of December, the new moon in Sag is 10 signs past Pisces. So there's a real spotlight and emphasis on 10th house matters. Your career, your life purpose, leadership, your professional status and reputation. But this new moon is being squared by Saturn. And Saturn is this controlling, delaying, restricted energies. So the whole world for December, with all that Mercury, Mars retrograding, and all that tension and fighting and irritability, the whole month is having the theme of Sagittarius, where it falls in the chart, is being inhibited and frustrated by Saturn. A lot of worries, a lot of frustrations. And for Pisces and Pisces rising, one of the main themes, it's hitting your career sector. Now, Mercury, well, last month, November, I talked about Mercury, decision-making, discerning Mercury, went into Sagittarius November the 2nd or 3rd. The 2nd, sorry. And now it's going to retrograde the November the 25th in Sag, in your 10th house of careers, to December the 15th. Then it starts to go forwards, bringing a little bit more focus and clarity with business decisions, but remains there till January the 8th. I'll get more into that, but Mars, I talked about last month. Mars is a 2-year cycle, and it's going retrograde it's going retrograde on December the 6th. Till February the 23rd. Mars is retrograding in Leo, and Mars entered into Leo November the 3rd. Now, December the 6th, it begins to retrograde, or moving backwards, but still remaining in Leo until it backs out of Leo on January the 6th. The 6th house, where Mars is going to be November, December. 6th house can be your day-to-day job routine, your job skills, co-workers. That can be the 6th house. And here's Mercury retrograde, reevaluating, rethinking, but also the new moon in Sag, all focused on your career and your business. So that's one of the big themes I want to unpack. But before I do, If you enjoy these kinds of videos and would like to see more of them, click like and subscribe. And don't forget to click on the notification bell so you can receive the latest postings. All right. Mars, when it's in the 6th house, which started at the beginning of November, once every 2 years, there's usually this impatientness, impulsiveness with work or with coworkers, and you're too impatient, you're too irritable. You think everybody's going too slow. So there could be a lot of ego disputes, or you being really, really impatient. But the positive side of that is you want to just do your own thing. You want to take the lead, work alone as much as possible, or start working on your own business, or starting a sideline online business. But when the Mars retrogrades, December the 6th, remaining in the 6th house of work till January the 6th, this is when all the work starts to slow down, get more challenges, more delays. Mars in retrograde every 2 years can certainly bring in depression and hostilities and irritabilities, a lot of protesting in general for the world. The rule of thumb is with Mercury in retrograde the same, with Mars in retrograde, is to slow it down of whatever that planet represents and start looking inward and reevaluating. With Mercury, it could be when it went retrograde November the 25th, but goes direct on December the 15th. But when it goes the retrograde at the end of November, it was a time to slow it down and think about all your expectations and plans and what's working, what's not working. It's not favorable to keep pushing all new ideas and plans. It's that time of the year to reevaluate and reset. When Mars goes retrograde every 2 years, it's also a time to stop pushing and conquering the world and slow it down and really review your anger issues, your impulsiveness, all this anxiousness. Now, that Mars is going to feel like it's really stressed and anxious and patient and irritable with your day-to-day job routine. But with the Mercury in retrograde, the first 2 weeks in your 10th house of careers, you might be doing a lot of thinking and planning about making some transitions with career. And then you have that new moon. Now, the new moon, December the 1st, but it's squaring Saturn, so it could bring in a lot of worries. You could be a lot of responsibilities with that Saturn. I wouldn't be surprised if many of you are so frustrated with work that you are you're realizing that maybe when you get out of the new year and Mercury is no longer retrograde, but we still have Mars in retrograde, that you might be thinking about looking for another job, a better situation, or starting a new online business. And there could be that retrograde is when things get really slowed down and sluggish. So there's a lot of this career energies. Now, Venus is the planet of love and desire and creativity. Venus is going direct. It goes from each sign for about a month. December the 6th, the day Mars goes retrograde, Venus goes into Aquarius till January the 2nd. Aquarius is the shadow sign or the sign prior to Pisces. When Venus, sociable Venus, is in the social sector and it's the holidays, There's more of a desire to be more low-key. Or, yes, you could be socializing for the holidays, but just maybe with one or two friends, keeping it low-key, just with family. No big, extravagant, huge parties. And if you did, you'd feel uncomfortable. The Venus in the shadow sector wants to lay low. Sometimes the 12th house can mean secrets. And there could be where with Venus, you might be having an unrequited attraction. Or you've met somebody, but you want to keep it quiet for, because maybe you're married, they're married, but most of the time, I think you would want to keep it quiet to see if it's going to go anywhere, because you don't want to tell all your friends and family and then you break up 2 days later. So that Venus in the 12th could certainly be playing it more low key. Now, the new moon, December the 1st, in your career sector, but it's being very worrisome and cautious with Saturn. Should you quit your job? Should you start this new business? Or you're feeling all this restrictedness at your job, compelling you to really start thinking about finding a new job or starting a new business as you go into the new year. But 2 weeks after a new moon is a full moon, which is on the 15th. So a couple of days around the 15th. The full moon brings clarity, brings things to light, anything that's been hidden around career matters, because the new moon was in your 10th house of careers on December the 15th. Now it's in Gemini, opposite Sag, and Gemini falls in your 4th house. So there could be, with the 15th, and it's the holidays, maybe it's pulling you away from all of this anxiousness and frustration with career. And holidays, there's not a whole lot you can do about it for most of you. And so you start focusing on family, because Gemini is 4 signs past Pisces, and the 4th deals with home and family and property. But the full moon will be in a difficult angle or a square to Neptune. So there might also just be some misunderstandings with that Mercury, Mars, and it's the holidays, and there could be arguing and fighting, and especially around the family, a couple of days around the 15th. But that too shall pass. And that could also be why social Venus just wants to lay low, because of all of the tension and craziness. Now, the new moon is squaring Saturn. Saturn's in Pisces. So Saturn, since March of 2023, has been every 30 years transiting your 1st house or crossing your sun. A time of major responsibilities, getting really focused, taking on more, getting much more serious. And here is this new moon in the 10th house of careers, but squared by Saturn from the 1st house of leadership and new beginnings. You are feeling this pressure to take the lead, to change your job, to investigate how you can start a new business, but it's all with the Saturn bringing in a lot of delays and worrisome. Now, the sun's in Sagittarius till December 21st, and then it goes into Capricorn. Capricorn is a lot more comfortable for Pisces than Sagittarius. Now, when the sun goes into Capricorn, December the 21st, it's moving into your 11th house. So there's a shift of energies. But the career sector is still the number one dominant theme, because from new moon to new moon, that takes you all of December, And discerning Mercury, decision-making Mercury, remains in Sagittarius in your 10th house of careers till January the 8th. So it's still all this, what are you going to do about your career, your job? And with the Mercury in retrograde, you could be second guessing, you could be going back and forth, being confused. But January the 21st, now there's a new interest when the sun goes into Capricorn in your 11th house. Now, January the 1st, the next new moon is in Capricorn. So all of January, the central theme is on the 11th house. But you're going to start seeing some light at the end of the tunnel and kind of clues and possibilities with 11th house matters the last week of December. So what's the 11th house? On one hand, it's in basic astrology, you pick up a textbook and it says it's the sector of your hopes, your dreams, your wishes. So it has a lot to do with the sun is really spotlighting your goals and aspirations. Well, that also translates into your future. So you're going to start thinking about your long-range goals in future the last week of December. But that goes along with all that new moon in Sag, Mercury in Sag, in the 10th house of career matters. The 11th house is also friendships and socializing and teamwork. With all that stress and tension and worried about your job or should I start a new business, the last week in these high holidays and peaking with New Year's Eve, that sun is putting a real spotlight on friendships. So it might be all this nervousness and anxiousness about what are you going to be doing about your job, your career. But the last week, you're starting to say, enough already. It's time to enjoy the holidays with my friends. I want to thank you for watching. If you like information on how to book an astrology reading or to check out my 2-question offer, visit my website at gardino.co. That's .co. Until next month, be safe and well.